Hey, this is Bruce Cook, and this is going to be a shooting video of a marker that I fixed for my boss at Wildfire Paintball. So, this is a marker I actually featured on my channel probably over a year ago. He let me take this home just to do a shooting video. As far as he knew, there was nothing wrong with it. It shot great for me. Now, this is the first time he's actually used, he tried using this marker after all this time. Even before that time, I guess he hadn't used it in a while. So the issue he was having was this marker. He could not get it up to a decent velocity. He said it was running at like 240 feet per second. And he tried adjusting it, and he could not get it over 240. So I asked him some questions, because the first thought that comes to my mind is what his LPR pressure is set at. So he did have a pressure tester, which I guess he didn't have with him at the field when he went to play with this. He said he was only adjusting it through the HPR. So I took it home and put the pressure tester on it, and sure enough, I was right. The LPR was running at much too low of a pressure. It was at 45 psi. So the G6R I had the pressure set at 70 psi on the LPR, and I needed about 200 psi on the HPR to get roughly 300 feet per second. Well, up there between 290 and 300. And so what I did was, for starters, I wanted the HPR to be at 190, which his was already at, so I left that alone. I had brought the his LPR up to 68 psi just to start. And then I chronographed it, and it actually bumped it all the way up to about 275 feet per second. So after that, what I did was threw the pressure tester back on, and I bumped his HPR up to, or his LPR up to 70 psi, and I brought his HPR up to 197, something like 197, 198, and then put the LPR back. I took the pressure tester back off, the LPR back on, and tested it, and sure enough, it was shooting about 290 feet per second, which is exactly where he would want it. So, anyways, I have about a couple thousand psi in this tank. Oh, and another thing too is I had noticed the gun sounded extremely gassy, which would tell me that the rammer was holding the valve open too long. You'll hear a bunch of extra air exhaust out of the barrel well after the paintball has left the barrel. And I discovered that his dwell was at 12 milliseconds. So I brought it down to 10 milliseconds, and suddenly it changed the shot signature of the gun and made it sound normal again. And I'm getting about 285 to a little over 290 feet per second still with the pressure settings I had it on, which tells me the pressure settings were perfect. It was just that the dwell was causing the rammer, the solenoid, to make the rammer hold the valve open too long. So so now we're not wasting air. So I got a little more than a hopper's worth of paint. We're going to chronograph this. We got this on NXL, 10 balls per second. See, that's what it's supposed to sound like. It was not sounding like that when it was at 12 milliseconds. So anyways, we got 282. 276, 287, 275, and 286. Also, this isn't the greatest paint. It's the same paint that I was using last time, my video, which I had mentioned. My boss had given me over 2 cases worth of paint. Paint that had a lot of oil or some broken paint in the bags that he thought was so bad that he couldn't sell. So he gave it to me, and I did my best to wipe them off. So you can't expect the best accuracy out of these things, or the best consistency. It is old paint after all. But this is to show that the marker is chronographing at good velocities. At least a couple of the paintballs that I had chronographed before I started the video did reach 290 feet per second. So he can always adjust it up a little bit more. The LPR is high enough to where he can adjust the HPR up a little bit more if he needs to. But anyways, here you go. Here's the Long Flame G6r. Super smooth. Last little bit of paint. I got this caddy in here, and we'll finish it off. Well, let's get a little bit of up close shooting. Make sure this is in frame. Alright, there you go. So again, Let's get a nice close-up of this thing. That's the Long Flame G6r. This is owned by my boss at Wildfire Paintball. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.